So Marjorie Taylor Greene went on Megyn Kelly's show, and Megyn Kelly is an interesting figure. I mean, I still like. There's a lot of really dumb right wing commentators out there, but Brian and I were talking about this before the show. Like Megyn Kelly's not one of them, much to my chagrin, and she sees where the tide is turning. And like of these conservative podcasts right now, the ones that are at the top of the charts are Tucker, Candace Owens, and Megyn Kelly, and they're all outside of the Daily Wire sphere. Like that's the story beneath this is like the Daily Wire just completely collapsing in its monopoly of the conservative media economy, and those other two, Tucker and Candace Owens, are leaning really hard into critiquing Israel. So Megyn Kelly and Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Republican side is doing so in the House. Now, we know her past statements about Jewish people. We know Tucker Carlson's admiration for the Pat Buchanan and like the anti-Semitic conservative movement in this country. Like we know that we should not trust their intentions here, but these are right-wing media figures that are basically looking down into the future and seeing that this is going to be a defining issue regardless of the primary when it comes to 2028. Especially because the anti-war mantra was so well trodden in Trump's rhetoric in this race because he has no connection to the truth, but like that there was some interest in that on the right. This is like anybody that's under 40 or 50, like there's a deep disdain for the war on terror and for the military industrial complex and this constant obsession with waging wars in the Middle East that some of the more forward thinking, younger, audience focused conservative figures are trying to harness. And so this is Megyn Kelly, I guess, dipping her toe in, but she's still not willing to go there yet.
I got a clip of her with Greenwald we're going to play from 5 months ago.
Okay.
So if she's making a pivot, it's belated one.
I'm saying it's very cynical. Yeah.
This clip doesn't have the pivot. This is her holding strong and denying genocide.
Oh, okay. Never
mind. The beginning
mind.
of this podcast is what you're talking about.
Okay, gotcha. No, we'll play this part.
And God is the only person that
you don't think Mara Gaza is the solution?
No. No, not at all.
My problem is when you use the word genocide, like I don't believe that, but I also don't have any meaningful video or picture source that I trust.
Yeah, you know? I think it's fair to say that.
It's because you are a racist.
What are you talking about?
You know how many journalists Israel has murdered? And Megyn Kelly doesn't care, despite being in the same industry as them, because they're Palestinian. She thinks they're probably terrorists.
Right.
That no one does, right? Although I haven't seen the number of dead children, injured children, starving children coming out of the Ukraine-Russian conflict like we've seen come out of the Israel-Gaza conflict.
Isn't that because of the Palestinians and their amazing propaganda abilities? Like, I think that's the reason, because the Palestinians put all this on camera and release it. That they make sure that we see this, which is another reason to be suspicious of it. You know, I don't know what I'm being fed.
Well, then scratch what I said before, but I want to see how did she open this interview? How did she open it? Like, what was that the time codes that you put in for? Yeah. Yep. I want to hear, because that is psychotic.
This audience knows, and I know where you stand too on Israel and all that, but I've been very pro-Israel, and I've been very defensive of their right to defend themselves in this nightmare.
Of course.
And I've been very defensive of American Jews on campuses who are just being harassed, and it's ridiculous.
Of course.
But I have absolutely no skin whatsoever.
So not of course, Marjorie. Like what has happened to Jewish students on campus? Like some of them have been targeted for criticizing Israel.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what Megyn Kelly's talking about. Megyn Kelly's upset that they had to hear anti-Israel slogans.
Colombia banned Jewish Voices for Peace for anti-Semitism in November 2023.
So not of course. The campus stuff is it is hysterical propaganda by people who want to support a genocide.
ever in defending any lobbyist group, including AIPAC.
Right.
So I would love to know what they do to get the loyalty of politicians, because I will say I have had multiple reach outs to me, both from friends and from connected people in DC, begging me to go to Israel with them. And I have said no every time. I'm just too busy. I have 3 kids. I have a full-time job. Like,
Sure.
I'm not doing it. But lately, it seems like it's coming to be even more, because I feel like there's a contingent of people who are worried that they're losing me. And I've said that you're not losing. I'm not on Hamas's side.
No, God, no. Nobody's on Hamas's side.
But it's been a while now that this has been going on.
Right.
And we're getting more involved with the Iranian bombing and so on.
Sure.
And my own feelings are.
I mean, this is so much cope. Like,
Well, that's so. I did it. I did it in the reverse order because she wants that audience too, but she's too much of a racist.
Crowder did the same thing, right? He's like, I don't like AIPAC, but you better look into Qatar too. Like,
Yeah, she's too old school Republican to fully go there. Like, I mean, you psycho. The numbers we're getting out of Gaza are undercounts by many multiples. We're finally getting some coverage of it. There was a really good piece in Current Affairs, but I would love to see this outside of lefty publications about the undercounted death toll. We interviewed Dr. Tarek Loubani, who cited studies, not his own, but ones that basically are the understanding in the hell that he is working in as a surgeon at Nasser Hospital in Gaza, that says it's minimum 300,000. Minimum. And the reason that those figures are so low compared to the destruction that we're seeing is because they are being so scrupulous, because they know that freaks like Megyn Kelly are going to deny it. So they're making sure that they have the names and the identification of the folks that they are counting in the death toll, and the hundreds of thousands that are missing are not yet counted because they are under rubble and they can't identify them. And right now, the Israeli military is bulldozing the north to create their new buffer zone, aka the annexation of the north of Gaza, in their ethnic cleansing plan, and they are just completely destroying all the evidence. So that enables someone like Megyn Kelly to make that case.
got a little bit more of this.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I'm looking at Israel in a different way right now than I was on 10/8. That's for
would be
sure.
good.
Of 23.
Right.
And I can feel the pressure being slightly ratcheted up, like you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. And I can see people like you, like Tucker, who I know Tucker. I've known him for years. And I've seen you in your early career. I know you have nothing against Israel.
Oh, gosh, no.
Never mind Jews.
Yeah.
That's all a lie. But
Right.
And I see the beatdowns coming. Like, you're not allowed. Like, you have to stay right on this lily pad.
Yes.
And you cannot jump to another neighboring lily pad, because it could take you all the way down the river away.
That's
so
right.
I'm very interested in this dynamic.
Yeah. Well, I find it fascinating that you're getting asked.
The dynamic I'm interested in is where grown adults who have been in this industry for longer than me act like they're fucking born yesterday. That, all of a sudden October 7th happened, and then I realized you didn't know. Like, I mean...
no, she does. She was in favor of it until now. It seems like the new flavor of the month in conservative
Though
media
she still sounds in favor of it.
is to be conspiratorial. But she couldn't keep it up until, whenever that other, but like halfway through, she made her racist genocide denial mark.
Like, they're learning just now the things that they used to call Ilhan Omar an anti-Semite for before October 7th. Like the all about the Benjamins thing, all of these sorts of things. That were just accurate assessments of the perversions of our politics by the support for a ethno-state that has clear intentions on doing a genocide, that somebody like Tony Judd in the pages of New York Review of Books in 2003 was saying, this is where it's going. And the question is, do we want to allow it to get there?
Right.
Where was Megyn Kelly throughout that entire fucking time? This is for babies. This whole thing of ever since October 8th, now it's we're not able to. You're still participating in the sort of bullshit, Megyn. That's why you can't go into that. The smearing of pro-Palestine protesters on campus, the only people really active in trying to stop this horror that you apparently have questions about now all of a sudden. Like, this is a performance.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's a shame that we have a media or an audience, media literacy is so low that we can act as if, oh, look at this person having, coming around in a sort of intellectually sincere way. No, like you're saying, like this is just about a cynical, change in market position. Because I do have this clip here.
There we go.
Where of her talking with Glenn Greenwald about Mahmoud Khalil, and just like listen to the stuff she's saying about Khalil here.
I don't know if you saw there was Wall Street Journal reporting yesterday about who Khalil is. And a lot of the Jewish students at Columbia who are part of these encampments, part of these protests, and they did have a ton of American Jewish students as part of them. I've interviewed them, all stood up for Khalil and said, the reason he was the mediator between our group and the administration is because he's trusted by all sides. He has defended Jewish students before. If he hears an anti-Semitic claim, he'll denounce it. He's actually been at the Shabbat dinners that they were holding. I'd like to know specifically on the record what he has done that makes this claim that he's a Hamas supporter or incited harassment and violence against Jewish students justifiable, because I've looked very carefully and I don't see anything. He went on CNN and said
he worked for
vision of
UNRWA,
the world,
which is basically a branch of Hamas. That's one thing.
Megyn, the UNRWA was funded by the U.S. government for decades under both political parties. It's a part of the UN, and
but more recently,
I don't
it's been
agree with
very
that.
aligned with Hamas. You can't deny that.
I'll deny that. That's insane. Like, this is lunacy.
She's she can't get. I mean, I wonder, like, why can Tucker just turn her? He called Iraqis monkeys and primitive, and now he's turning around and like leaning full in.
Tucker takes vacations to Israel.
Is she right? But maybe she's just too like maybe Tucker's just like that much of a mercenary that he can just abandon his past positions and feel completely okay sleeping at night. But both of them are from the Fox News machine that churned up support for our illegal invasion of Iraq and our militaristic, colonialist, imperialist Middle East policy. And she shows it there. Anyway. Psychos.
Like, I mean, and she's not saying anything about UNRWA that Democratic leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, didn't say to the New York Times.
Exactly.
UNRWA is Hamas, because out of the tens and tens and tens of thousands of people that work for the relief agency that just happens to have been the organization stopping Israel from starving people, and now that it's gone, look what's happening. Because single digits might have had some association with a prevalent resistance group in that giant refugee camp, you are going to smear it as pro-Hamas. And now you have the starvation.
Yep.
So all these people, from Chuck Schumer to Megyn Kelly, that take it just for granted that UNRWA, a United Nations relief organization, was Hamas. You have mass starvation. It's killing more people than the bombs.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.